ExxonMobil faces EU Parliament ban after no-show at climate hearing.
Here's a summary of the article.
ExxonMobil faces losing its lobby privileges at the European Parliament after the company failed to show up for the first hearing into climate change denial. ExxonMobil would become only the second multinational, after Monsanto, to lose access to MEPs, parliamentary meetings and digital resources if it loses a high-level vote expected by the end of April. The oil giant publicly supports the Paris Agreement but has drawn the ire of scientists, academics and environmentalists, who accuse it of peddling climate misinformation. ExxonMobil told organizers that it was prevented from participating in the hearing by ongoing climate change-related litigation in the U.S. A company statement sent to The Guardian said, "We reject the false allegation that ExxonMobil suppressed scientific research on climate change. News reports that claim we reached definitive conclusions about the science of climate change decades before the world's experts are simply not accurate and have long since been debunked." Internal company documents presented at the hearing by Jeffrey Supran, a Harvard University research fellow, detailed ExxonMobil's public forays into global warming debate and its funding relationship with groups sowing doubt about human-caused climate change. Supran said, "It is the overwhelming consensus of experts studying the history of fossil fuel funding that companies, including ExxonMobil, have orchestrated, funded and perpetuated climate misinformation to mislead the public and politicians, and stifle action. Unfortunately, they largely succeeded. In Europe, ExxonMobil has spent more than €35 million on lobbying since 2010, holding regular direct meetings with EU commissioners, and sitting on several key EU expert groups and advisory panels."
This post received a score of 5,177, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Ironic since they've run TV adverts showing how green they are on Euronews, LMFAO.
OFC they are.
Interesting. Is that why they are currently drilling in Pakistan and South Asia, in case they suffer losses in their business in Europe?
PFFT man, propaganda and lobbying cost lots of money smiley face.
A good lobbying effort can pay out 1,000-fold, and propaganda makes your lobbying efforts more effective.
Which is why lobbying should be made illegal. It's nothing short of bribery yet because huge core or countries, see Saudi Arabia, Israel in the US in the EU, we call it lobbying and it is fine.
It almost feels like this could be an episode of Star Trek, where an away team beams down and is horrified by all the veiled bribery of a late-stage capitalist society, combined with the rising tide of fascism, causing the crew to debate the ethics of the Prime Directive when things can get this shit without intervention.
I've always wondered if this is the answer to the Fermi paradox. The reason why we haven't seen aliens yet is because we're too primitive. Constantly threatening to annihilate each other with atomic bombs, destroying our environment, billions of people starving, corrupt governments, endless wars etc. I don't think we meet their criteria for an advanced civilization yet. If they had the slightest bit of intelligence, they'd know their technology is too powerful to entrust to a species who could wipe out their entire planet at any given moment because some country's radar system malfunctioned and detected a non-existent threat.
We're like a little toddler species, we can't even clean up our own messes and we shit ourselves daily. We're a danger to ourselves and virtually all life we come in contact with. Coexisting or even communicating with an advanced alien civilization would just be embarrassing at this stage of our development.
I'd say closing on teens. We have the capability to clean up after ourselves if we really wanted to, but can't be bothered to, and mum isn't home to telling us to do it.
Greater than, we reject the false allegation that ExxonMobil suppressed scientific research on climate change. News reports that claim we reached definitive conclusions about the science of climate change decades before the world's experts are simply not accurate and have long since been debunked. These slimy fuckers are twisting the facts again. ExxonMobil are not accused of suppressing scientific research, and they know this. They're accused faking climate studies and publishing them in an effort to discredit rigorous studies by real scientists. ExxonMobil are also not accused of reaching definitive conclusions prior to other experts. Experts reached definitive conclusions first, then ExxonMobil reacted to these definitive conclusions by launching their disinformation campaign of fake studies and pseudo-experts.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.